Hello everybody, welcome back to our Beuhner Library YouTube page. It's nice to see you guys. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Christmas break, and I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas and got everything you asked for. I hope you guys are having such a great time with your family and loved ones, and you get to spend some quality time with all this crazy stuff going on. So I am glad to be back with you guys and do our virtual story time. So this week we're going to be talking about a lot of peas. So we're going to be reading about snow, of course, and we're going to be reading about polar bears and puffins, and we're going to be reading about the planet Pluto and a lot of peas. So we have a couple different kind of crafts we're doing today, and if you want to go ahead and pick up our craft packets, which are available starting this Thursday, the 31st, starting at 9 a.m., you can pick one of these up and we can do these together. So by the time this video is up, they will be up and ready and available, and they are while supplies last. So get them while you can, and I hope you guys share some time with me and we get to read and sing together. So for our first song, we're going to be singing If You're Ready for a Story. If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, touch your nose. If you're ready for a story, touch your nose. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, touch your nose. If you're ready for a story, wiggle your ears. If you're ready for a story, wiggle your ears. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, wiggle your ears. All right. So the first book we have today is Snowmen at Work. And I love building snowmen while it is snowing outside, and I know that is a lot of your guys' favorite things too, so that's why I picked this book. Because sometimes it's fun to use our imagination and pretend our snowmen are doing things. One night I made a snowman, then went inside to sleep, and when I woke I saw more snow had fallen soft and deep. I went outside to shovel, but I saw the walks were clear. No one else was outside, but my snowman was standing near. Was he the one who shoveled with a snowman shoveling crew? Could it be I just don't see that snowmen have jobs too? The dentist might drill bits of coal to fix a snowman's smile. A little brush and polish sends a snowman home in style. A sled with crooked runners that need to be made straight goes to the snow mechanics who'll fix it while you wait. The grocer stocks his shelves with foods that snowmen love to eat. Frozen peas and frosty flakes and ice cream for a treat. Snow children beg their mothers to go in the snow pet store. The pet store owner has snow pups, a cold fish tank, and more. The baker spreads sweet icing onto every frozen bun. There's frosted cake and ice cold rolls. Enough for everyone. The teachers teach snow children to count snowflakes one by one, and how to spell Antarctica, refrigerate, and fun. There might be snow magicians who do tricks for their career. They pull snow rabbits out of hats or make them disappear. If your snowcat is stuck and there's no way to get it down, just call the firefighters. They're the bravest folks in town. The Storytime Librarian reads tales from days of yore, how brave snow knights defend the right while mighty dragons roar. A birthday celebration means a party is in store. The pizza man delivers frozen pizza to your door. The factory workers carefully assemble jolly toys, knowing that they're bringing smiles to snow girls and snow boys. The big rig's lights glow brightly while the tires spin round and round. The snow truck driver hauls a load of frozen goods to town. My snowman really might have shoveled, and I never knew that all around us snowmen have a lot of work to do. For joy. Now, if you've been watching the videos and following along, we're going to be singing our snowflake songs. We're going to use our hands to be our snowflakes, and we'll do it twice, so if you guys want to follow along the first time, you'll know it. Ready? Snowflake, snowflake in the sky, love to watch you floating by. Down you fall upon the ground, down you fall without a sound. Snowflake, snowflake in the sky, love to watch you floating by. Alright, one more time. So we're going to get our snowflakes ready, okay? Snowflake, snowflake in the sky, love to watch you floating by. Down you fall upon the ground, down you fall without a sound. Snowflake, snowflake in the sky, love to watch you floating by. All right, perfect. So now that we're going to get into our second book, it's going to be If You Give the Puffin a Muffin. And these aren't quite like penguins, but I thought this book would be really fun. If you give the Puffin a muffin, he'll probably say, "No thank you, puffins don't eat muffins." If you insist on giving the Puffin a muffin, he might get a little bit angry. "Really, it's delicious. Have a muffin." I said, "No, thank you. Puffins eat fish, squid, and sand eels, not muffins." And if the Puffin gets angry, he might go on a bit of a rant. Besides, just because muffin rhymes with Puffin does not mean I want to eat one. After all, cheetahs don't eat pitas, a gray seal won't eat oatmeal, and a pig wouldn't eat a fig. Actually, pigs would probably love to eat figs, but that's not the point. And if the Puffin starts ranting, he might start to realize he's a main character in another book. Wait, I don't remember agreeing to be in another book. Who needs another book about puffins? Why don't you write about penguins like everybody else? Yeah, I'm sure the penguins would love to be in another book. And if the Puffin realizes he's in another book, he might start thinking about getting out of the book. How about a mouse, or a moose, or even a pig? They seem like this sort of a book. I've got to get out of here. If the Puffin doesn't want to be in another book, he might just seek some help from a friend. "Hey Max, you've got to help me. He put me in another one of his dopey books." "Sorry, Puffin, I don't think I can help you. You know I hate picture book sequels." "Wait, have you tried magic crayons? They sometimes work." If the Puffin listens to his friend, he's going to look for some magic crayons. Magic crayons, where did I last see my magic crayons? "In this box. I know they're in here somewhere. Ahaha." "Do not open," says the box. And if the Puffin finds his magic crayons, he's going to want to draw something. Unless he drops them. Oh no, don't run away. If the Puffin gets some of his magic crayons back, he will draw a magic door. Woof! Now to get out of this book. If the Puffin draws a magic door, he might draw the wrong door. If the Puffin keeps drawing magic doors, he'll eventually find the right door. "Hello, Puffin. I've been expecting you." "Wait, how did you know I'd be coming?" "Well, I am the author." "Why did you write another book about me?" "I thought it would be funny." "You wrote a whole book because Puffin rhymes with muffin?" Yeah, You're not a very good writer, are you?" "Some people like my books," he says. "I just have one thing to say about that." "What's that, Puffin?" Puffins do not eat muffins. If you give the Puffin a muffin, he'll probably say, I am out of here. I guess it's back to the drawing board. Hello, I'd like to talk to someone about a book idea. It's about this cute little muffin. Next book we're going to be reading is A Place for Pluto. So we read about puffins, now we're reading about the planet Pluto. A Place for Pluto. For the better part of forever, Pluto was a planet, one of the famous 9. Venus, Mercury, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. He was the smallest and the farthest from the sun, but he was proud just the same. So this is Venus, Mercury, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and this little guy right here is Pluto. Then one day, Saturn with her rings flashing and Jupiter with his entourage of moons beside him told Pluto the worst news ever. You're not a planet anymore. You're just not big enough, sorry. Even though Pluto orbited around the sun and was mostly round, the creatures on Earth decided he was too small. But I'm in all the school books. It's time to rewrite history. I don't have time for this. I've got visitors to prepare for, says Mars. Pluto was crushed. He tried to protest, but it was no use. Feeling sad and rejected, Pluto left with Charon and his other 4 moons by his side to find his place in the galaxy. As Pluto moved along, his friend Halley's comet streaked past. Haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, I get that a lot. Halley was a comet and still a part of the solar system, but comets have tails, and Pluto did not. Pluto wasn't a comet or a planet. He was a nobody. Feeling more blue than brown, Pluto kept moving. When Pluto saw Jem, Percy, and Ori crashing in a dusty rocket comet tail, he wondered if he could join them. The meteoroids were always having fun and clowning around. This time, they were trying to smash into Earth. You should try this, Pluto. No thanks, Earth is kind of like a mother to me. Then Ida, the asteroid, orbited by. Pluto and Ida were nearly the same size. Pluto thought he'd finally figured out his true identity. Hey Ida, do you mind if I join you for a spin in the asteroid belt? Wish you could, Pluto, but the rule book says rocks only. You know asteroids are rocks, right? Pluto wasn't a planet or a comet or an asteroid. He missed being a planet. He missed his old friends. He missed feeling like he belonged. Too small to be a planet, too big to be a rock. I used to fit in here, but now I do not. No one in the solar system was a match for Pluto. He spun around the sun like everyone else, but he wasn't a planet or a comet or an asteroid or a meteoroid. Pluto had nowhere to turn. He was about to give up when he saw someone he'd never seen before. He felt like he was looking in a mirror. Pardon me if I sound rude, says Pluto, but what are you? I'm a dwarf planet. My name is Iris, and these are my friends. Pluto stared and wondered at the 4 dwarf planets. They were too small to be planets, but too big to be rocks. They were not planets, nor comets or asteroids or meteoroids. They were just like him. You who I've just been searching for, says Pluto. Really? Then you should join us. Pluto felt more like himself than ever before. He couldn't wait to tell his old friends about his new ones. Turns out his old friends missed him too. We're sorry, Pluto. Just because you're not a planet anymore doesn't mean we don't love you. Pluto was over the moon. He was a part of the solar system with friends, both old and new. He smiled an intergalactic smile that was out of the Milky Way. Let's celebrate with some chocolate. These feelings warm me to the core. I can feel the love. Dwarf Planet has a nice ring to it. I'm so glad you're making friends, honey, says Mama Earth. Neighbors forever. Dwarf Planets rock. Glad you're not feeling blue anymore. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Way to go, little man, and wait till we meet again. What's the deal with Pluto? In 1930, Pluto was discovered as the 9th planet in the solar system. In 2006, Pluto was told he was not a planet anymore. Poor Pluto, why? Scientists decided that to be a planet, it must orbit around the sun, have a round shape, and be able to clear its own orbit by pulling asteroids towards itself, making the asteroids a part of the planet. Pluto does orbit around the sun and is mostly round, but Pluto is a small, only half the size of the United States, and shares the area around its orbit with Neptune and many other large objects in the area called the Kuiper Belt. But Pluto isn't alone. Other dwarf planets cannot clear an object out of their paths either. Okay, so now that we have talked about puffins and Pluto and even a little bit about penguins in that book, it's got me thinking about peas. And with peas, I think about penguins. So I have a little song to sing, and it's called Did You Ever See a Penguin? So we're going to pretend these are penguins, and we're going to waddle them around, okay? Did you ever see a penguin? See a penguin, see a penguin. Did you ever see a penguin? Waddle this way and that. Did you ever see a penguin? See a penguin, see a penguin. Did you ever see a penguin? Waddle this way and that. Okay? I'm going to do it one more time. Did you ever see a penguin? See a penguin, see a penguin. Did you ever see a penguin? Waddle this way and that. Did you ever see a penguin? See a penguin, see a penguin. Did you ever see a penguin? Waddle this way and that way. All that talk about Pluto and the planets has got me thinking about the letter P. Pluto, planets, puffins, all the P's. So that's kind of got me thinking about what else do I like about the letter P. And if you look into your craft packets, not only is there a craft that we're going to make together after the last book, but there also is a pizza page. And you're thinking, why pizza? We're talking about puffins and penguins and the planet Pluto, but they all have one thing in common. They start with the letter P, just like pizza. So if you want to take your page, and if you don't have Play-Doh, you could take a red crayon and make pepperonis for your pizza. There's my yummy pepperoni pizzas. And if you want to put Play-Doh on it instead, what I do, instead of using the crayon, is I will put pepperonis on it, make little balls. Play-Doh also starts with the letter P, so there's so many P's in this story time today. There. And Play-Doh is even a more fun option because then it looks real too. Then you got Play-Doh on pepperoni pizza. 3 P's. Can you find anything that starts with the letter P in your house? Let me show you what I can find. What I found with the letter P is my plant. See? Plant. And not only is it a plant, but it's called a pothos plant, which is why it grows so big and long. What did you guys find in your house that start with the letter P? I want to know. Now that I showed you guys what starts with the letter P in my house, what starts with the letter P in your house? Let me know. You guys can send me pictures or comment down below. So all of those P's got me thinking about polar bears, especially with the snow. So in your craft packets, after this story about a polar bear, we are going to be making our own polar bear craft. So stick around for after this last book and we could do a craft together. Okay, and for our last book and what's inspiring our craft today is another P word. It has to do with snow and it's a polar bear. It's called a polar bear in the snow. There is a polar bear in the snow. Still asleep, he lifts his nose to sniff the air. And he awakens. There's a polar bear in the snow. Where is he going? Is he going to visit the seals? No, he isn't hungry. Is he going to hunker in a cave? No, his fur protects him from the storm. Is he going to meet a man? No. There is a polar bear in the snow. Where is he going? Oh, he is going to the sea. He wants to play. Look at him swimming with all the fishies. And when he is done playing and he climbs back onto the snow, where will he go then? Who knows? All right, now it's time to do our polar bear craft. I'm super excited. So in your craft packet, besides the Play-Doh, you will be getting a blue sheet of paper. And you will also be getting, I already cut them out, but you will be getting your cutout pieces to make your polar bear. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to grab white paint, because the white paint is what we're going to use to make our polar bear fur. And we're going to use a fork. Any fork will do, especially plastic, that works too, so you can just throw them on out. But paint is washable, so you can use a normal fork as well. So you're going to need white paint, you're going to need a fork, you're going to need scissors, and you're going to need glue. So the very first thing you're going to want to do is put the paint on first to let that dry. And while you're cutting your pieces out and your eyes out for your polar bear, that'll give it enough time to dry. So let's do that. First thing you're going to want to do is take your paint. I just have this white all-purpose acrylic craft paint. And a quarter glob will do. That's good enough. Start small and then build up more if you want more fur. But so you're going to take your fork like this. And you're just going to start moving all the paint around. And it's going to kind of look crazy at first. Just grabbing a little bit more to clear or to fill this area. So again, just taking my fork and moving it every which way. Make the shape any way you want to. It's your polar bear. Okay. Now you're going to want to pull this guy to the side. So it should look something along the lines like this. Doesn't have to be perfect, but as you can see, it looks like fur. So we're going to let this dry for about 10 minutes. So that is the first step. And the second step is to cut out all your pieces. Once you're done cutting out, you should have 2 circle pieces. 1, 2. You should have 2 little black. Then you should have 2 tinier ones. These 2 guys. And the cutting doesn't have to be perfect, guys, okay? It's kind of hard, especially with this guy. It's a little bit hard to cut, so don't worry about that. So you should have all those pieces ready to go. All right, so after you're done doing that, your paper should be dry enough to start putting the glue down. So we're going to go into our next step. So grab your glue and grab all of those pieces that you had cut out. Now that we have our paper nice and ready to go, what we're first going to do is grab our 2 big circles. So if you want to use a glue stick, that might be easier, but glue works just fine. If you want to use a glue stick, that might be easier, but glue works just fine. So we're gonna get glue all around. Do that on this one too. Okay. I'm going to put it on the corner here. So one corner here, one corner there. Okay. Oops. And it's kind of a little bit messy, but don't worry, the paint comes off. And then we're going to grab our 2 black shapes like this. We're going to put glue on these guys. Okay, and now we're going to put glue that shape down right here. Okay, and now we are going to take our 2 little black dots, because these are going to be our eyeballs on these 2 dots, or these 2 circles, I'm sorry. So we're going to put a dab of glue right here and right here, so we can put the eyeballs on. See, they create little eyes for our polar bear. So now we're going to put them in the center right here. So put your glue down where you would like them to go. One here. And one here. Okay, and then last but not least, we're going to be putting our little nose and whisker part. So just put glue all around. Put this on the bottom, right under the nose, or right under the eyes. So when you're all done, it should look something like this, and there is your polar bear. How cute! And if you, after you're done making this, and I've got a couple jokes, you can tell your family and friends. Why don't polar bears like fast food? Because they can't catch it. And then one more is, what did the polar bear eat after he went to the dentist? He ate the dentist. So those are some funny jokes you can say with your polar bear. And it's so cute. And it looks like he's got his fur. And it's a really cute craft. So hopefully you guys followed along with me on that. And I can't wait to see what your guys' look like. Okay, and now we're going to be singing our goodbye song together. Since it mentions our polar bear, we can use him at the end, okay? See you later, alligator, in a wild crocodile. Give a hug, ladybug, blow a kiss, jellyfish. See you soon, big baboon, out the door, dinosaur. Take care, polar bear, say goodbye, butterfly. Alright, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'm glad to be back. And like I said, those craft packets will be available starting at 9 a.m. Thursday, the 31st. And I hope you guys enjoyed your little pizza craft, because it started with the P, like our polar bear, our pizza. And our Puffin and our Pluto planet. So all the P's just made sense to talk about the letter P. So if you're at home, practice those letters. P, P, P for P, and P, P, P for your polar bear. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your winter break. And thank you again for watching. I will see you next Thursday. Bye-bye.